here, Fred Lewis.
Number is 2.
There's Danny Bell from our GoPro camera as we look down on the gallery and Danny Bell.
Well, this is going to be a very interesting match. 8 months ago, right here on this court, Charlie defeated Luis in one of his few losses on this year's Race for 8 Pro Handball Tour. Luis was on the court 20 minutes early warming up. I know he went to bed early last night, so he's looking for revenge.
Score here is 0-0. You're watching the 62nd United States Handball Association's Four-Wall National Handball Championships. This is the WPH's continued coverage of the games, live from Fountain Valley, California. First point goes out to Luis Moreno. This is the men's semifinals of the Pro National Championships. Moreno is the number 2 seed. Charlie Shanks coming in here trying to get the upset, although it's not much of an upset because, like you said, he's done it before. Defeated Luis in the tiebreaker here at the US Open on this exact same court just 8 months ago with the exact same ball. Charlie's very particular about the ball and the court. You see him oftentimes inspecting that ball multiple times.
Side out.
Crowd's very quiet, but there's at least 150 of those players trying to get in to see this court.
Excuse me. You want to try this one?
I'm not surprised to see Charlie find a fault in that ball because he does this.
It seems like the ball's lopsided, is what he's saying. And there's nothing more frustrating than when you're, you know, both these guys have great serves. There's nothing more frustrating when you go to drop the ball and it doesn't stay in the place that you drop it.
All right.
Both players agree to get this new ball here.
The score is 0, serves 2.
Luis Moreno will agree to anything, basically. He's very laid back in there.
I didn't like that. Move his feet.
Right out.
Got a break.
Charlie Shanks is ranked 5th on the WPH World Rankings. Not, excuse me, Luis Moreno is the number 1 ranked pro in the Race for 8 standings.
Point.
Those rankings did not come into effect for this tournament because there's a different set of guidelines.
3 serve 0.
3 serve 0 here.
Short.
Yeah, you know, last time they played, Charlie got off to a very fast start. He was way ahead the first game, and then Luis chipped away, came back, took the first game, and then won the second fairly easy.
Charlie just pokes that ball with a fish onto the roof.
Side out.
Boy, he goes over the top of that ball to keep it down. That's how you have to do it with this fast 21 ball.
Charlie's left hand off the back wall is very good. Can't be giving him those shots.
0, serves 3.
0-3 with Shanks serving to Luis Moreno here in game number 1.
Point.
Pretty nonchalant.
Charlie's trying to talk to Luis, who's not talking back. I don't know what Charlie's trying to say here.
1 serves 3. Point.
And there's another point for Charlie Shanks.
He's got to do a better job with the return of serve. Can't just pop it up to the front wall. You got to hit that ceiling.
Replay, check the ball, please. Two serves 3. Point.
Luis is laying back in the back court there instead of moving up on the setup.
3 serves 3.
There's a call from our referee from Canada. Score here 3-3. Charlie Shanks is not intimidated by Luis Moreno. A lot of players are. It's one of the great things coming over from Ireland. Charlie knew that he was a top player. He wasn't affected by some of the top players like Sean Lenning or Nadi Alvarado here on the tour. He just came in and acted like he always belonged.
Well, he does belong. He's one of the best players in the world. He's proved it over and over again.
3 serves 3. Side out.
He's looking tough off that back wall today. Luis is just casually poking the shots back. And
3 serves 3.
Charlie Shanks defeated Sean Lenning yesterday with a 11-0 tiebreaker win, which was a big accomplishment for Charlie Shanks. That's what allowed him to get to the semifinals here, Fred.
Yeah, that was a big win.
An even bigger win was when Dave Fink took down Nadi Alvarado in those same quarterfinals. It allowed him to come into the semis to face Paul Brady. And you saw Dave Fink
4 serves 3.
leave all of that emotion on the floor as if he won a national championship after defeating Nadi, after losing 16 straight times over a 17-year span.
Well, you know, he got a bad break in the Players' Championship up in Washington on a very controversial call that would have been the match. He ended up losing to Nadi. And
5
so,
serves 3.
you know, he's been kind of vindicated.
Short.
That's why I think you saw all the emotion. You know, it was a big win for him getting over the hump.
Second serve.
Well, he now has wins against Sean Lenning, Dave Chapman, and Nadi Alvarado. And we'll talk about Dave Fink.
Side out.
Boy, that was a crummy serve. If you're going to hit an underhand lob, don't let it come off the back wall.
We'll talk about Dave Fink later, but you're right about that serve. Luis
3
does not
serves
look
5.
sharp early here, and Shanks does look good.
Point.
Luis Moreno living up in Anchorage, Alaska for the summer, training and playing handball up there and also working.
4 serves 5.
I asked him what he was doing. He said he was working on his tan. I think they only have about 4 hours of sunlight.
Now, this is summertime. They only have a few hours of darkness.
Point.
This game
5
is
serves 5.
pretty slow to this point, Fred. We're all together at 5. No big runs, a lot of side outs. We're all even here. Luis runs up, takes that shot away from Charlie, who hits him in the leg.
No, he had the whole left side.
5 serves 5. Point.
And Charlie gets the point. Because Luis isn't setting up on those back wall shots. He's dragging the ball. He hits it front side instead of straight down the right wall. All it takes is a little bit extra effort.
6 serves 5. Replay.
See, there's another indication. Didn't move his feet and try to fist the ball. Mishit it.
6 serves 5.
These two have a history of hitting the ball after the serve right back into the other opponent's back, both ways. Not on those lob serves, but when Charlie goes down low, you'll see a lot of these players get hit by the ball. Not just Luis hitting Charlie, but the other way around, maybe even more so.
7 serves 5.
I don't know if it's just a coincidence, Fred, or if it's just these two players, the way that they play close together. You see that right there, that tightness and an avoidable called by the referee there. Charlie had really no place to go. Guess he could have ran forward and off to the right.
Could have moved. He didn't move. That's why he called it.
5 serves 7.
He tried to get skinny there, and that doesn't work. 5-7, side out. Luis serving.
No. Side out.
Moreno looks really flat here, Fred.
Yeah, there's no emotion, nothing.
7 serves 5.
I still feel that both of these players are being a little tentative here, Fred Lewis.
Well, they are.
Side out.
How these pro players do it is they will play around for the
5
first
serves 7.
collective 15 points or so, and maybe even a little longer, and then when they feel like they want to
Point.
strike, they go all out, and that's when you see some of the best play around maybe
6
15 to
serves
13,
7.
15 to 15. Sometimes guys like Paul Brady or Dave Fink, they'll just jump out immediately and go after
Side
it.
out.
Others will play with each other for a while and then feel like they're going to put the afterburners on. I kind of have a feeling that that's the way that this
7
one is
serves 6.
starting out here. 7-6, we might see a lot of lead changes until we get to about midway through this first game, and that's a
Point.
flat roll right there from Charlie Shanks.
Eight serves 6. Side out.
Well, Luis is lucky that Charlie is making some unforced errors here, and he's really keeping him in the game.
6 serves 8. Called that a point. He's appealing the serve. I called it good. They both agree. That's a point. The score is 7 serves 8. Point.
Well, just ripped off 2 serves, so let's see what he does when he gets
8
into a
serves
volley.
8. Side out.
Again,
There's
very
another-
nonchalant, took that ball, didn't even spread out or bend, and as a result, he set Charlie up. So I still don't see it.
We're all together at 8 here. Referee is Danny Bell. This is the men's semifinals of the
8 serves 8.
62nd United States Handball Association's four-wall national handball championships. Continued coverage by the world players of handball. Luis does get that. He'll probably get a hand on this one. He's able to get it to the front wall. Charlie throws it back. Luis again, and a round of applause from the crowd. But Charlie was in command of that
Because
rally.
Luis had his setup, and he didn't move his feet. He gave it right back to him.
9 serves 8.
Charlie at 9, Luis at 8. Charlie wearing the red shirt. Charlie
out.
Shanks closes out the Race for 8 season as the 5th ranked pro on the tour, but he was the one that had the biggest movement as he started ranked around 20th, made it all the way up to 5th, and
8
that's what
serves 9.
a player can do when they qualify and prove themselves and then get invited and have great showings, as Charlie did from basically the first stop all the way through. He did not have a finals appearance other than the US Open, which was an open tournament format.
Replay.
It is terrible handball.
You guys are too close.
Hitting the ball right back at each other. Ball's got to go down the wall.
I thought that was Martin Scorsese refereeing our match here, and then ended up being Danny Bell.
8 serves 9.
Kind of looked like him. 8 serves 9. That ball looked like it was short. No call. That's the play you talked about earlier where you flip it up there.
3 walls.
3 wall to the left. Looked like Luis didn't hit it high enough. And then Charlie
Side out.
just lasers that one dead center. Great camera
Take the
shot right
door.
there from the WPH film crew.
Nine serves 8.
Charlie trying to find the right bounce with that
Point.
ball.
He's trying to kill the ball from 38 feet standing up.
10 serves 8.
Watch how many times Charlie has to bounce this to find the right spot. Just one. That brings down his average.
Point.
Nice playing right here from Charlie Shanks, Fred.
Yeah, he's moving his feet. He's getting in position. He's letting the ball drop, and he's got a lot of action on it.
Eleven serves 8.
Charlie Shanks feels very comfortable on these courts too. You also see Charlie able to drive Luis back in that left corner. He's just keeping Luis in the back court here. Look at that shot, threading the needle from
Point.
Charlie Shanks, and he's going to complain a little bit here to the ref.
The score now is 12-8.
He's actually lobbying
12-8.
for an avoidable here.
Why?
He just got the free
I'm
point, and
positive.
he's asking about an avoidable that took place 3 shots earlier that nobody saw.
Absolutely sure.
Well, he's looking, you know, for a makeup for what happened before.
He just asked Danny Bell if he was sure, and Danny said
The
absolutely
score
sure.
is 12 serves 8. Side out. Eight serves 12.
Score here is 8
Replay,
to
check the
12.
ball, please.
And that's the stuff that I was saying that happens a lot. I don't know why, but with these guys, a lot of balls are being hit back into the server.
You have 2 serve coming, 8-12.
8 serves 12 here.
Point.
Beautiful shot right there from
Well, that
Moreno.
time he spread out.
Score now 9 to 12.
9 serves 12.
This is the 62nd United States Handball Association's 4-wall National Handball Championships.
Point.
And another point from
He's looking for a hinder.
Luis Moreno.
10 serves 12.
The scoreboard says 10 to 12 now. And if Luis scores another point, Charlie will probably take a timeout.
Great
Side
shot.
out.
No timeout call though.
Timeout, that's your first. The score is 12-10, 1 minute.
Well, you heard that score being called from the great Canadian Danny Bell, who's won 11 Canadian National Handball Championships, here in honor of the John Bike ceremony at the Hall of Fame with the United States Handball Association. My name is Dave Vincent. Sitting next to me is Hall of Famer Fred Lewis. Last night I thought when they asked me to go up there and give a speech for the Hall of Fame, I thought they actually inducted me in. I knew I wasn't being inducted as a player because I've never won anything. I felt it was maybe for something else. And Fred, I found out when Ashley Moeller stepped up and yelled out to me midway through the crowd there that this wasn't about me. She said it was about John Bike. I had to.
Well, I actually thought that was the highlight of the evening.
I thought it was for me, but then instead we had to give John Bike
10
to
seconds.
the USHA so they can fit him for that Hall of Fame jacket. So we ushered him in last night with a few nice words, and Nadia Alvarado Sr. stepped up and brought it home for us last night with a nice little presentation as he inducted John in as the newest member of the United States Handball Association's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I thought Nadi did a great
Resuming
job.
play.
You know, his
Charlie Shanks
good
serving.
mixture of
score is
humor
12, plays
and
10.
fact.
Point. Thirteen plays 10.
That's another point for Charlie Shanks. Foot fault, no call from the referee, 13-10. Now, Luis should capitalize on that, but he doesn't. Charlie back up there hitting it. Luis is really flat-footed, Fred.
Side out.
Even that pass right there was just a shuffle. And perhaps, you know, Luis and Sean Lenning can get by with that.
Luis is playing with about
10 plays
50% of his
13.
total intensity. That's the reason. He's not into it. Just trying to get away with a lot of crap.
That's a good way of putting it. By defining that, you're talking about those underhand paddle shots and
Yeah, just not moving his feet. Even when he hits the ball sidearm, he's off balance.
Charlie
Side out.
takes it home and gets a side out.
Thirteen plays 10. Short. Second serve.
Replaying that first serve here. Second, Charlie Shanks serving.
Replay.
Luis tried to get out of the way as quick as possible because he knew he made a good shot, but Charlie is so big, just one step, and he was immediately in the way of Moreno, or vice versa. Crowd very quiet here, but it's completely packed, and we've seen these large crowds here at Los Caballeros Sports Village and some amazing matches on this show court here throughout the years. This is the 62nd United States Handball Association's four-wall national championships as we take a quick replay of that
I
previous
was looking
shot.
for this one, and all of a sudden.
Let's watch it here. Charlie takes that left hand. Luis actually has a pretty good shot here. He has Charlie pinned, and he tries to get out as quick as possible because he knows it's going to double bounce before the back wall, and he's unable to
The
do it,
score
or
is
else
13 plays 10.
we would have had a side out. 13-10. Charlie back to the roof. This
Short.
is one of Luis's weaknesses, Fred, is that left hand over the head.
Second serve.
Because he doesn't move his feet and hit the ball right. He can hit that shot back.
Point.
See, look at that. Didn't turn sideways. Trying to kill the ball from back there.
14 serves 10. Point.
And another point now for Charlie Shanks at 15-10.
Fifteen serves 10.
Shanks is clearly playing better handball right now,
Side out.
even though there is a side out.
If it affects the play, I'm going to call it, but it not affect the play. I'm going to watch it. If it affects the play, I'm going to call it. And if it's dangerous, I'm going to call it. But if, you know, we cannot stop every time that you guys gonna bang the door. I'm gonna watch it, I'm paying really good attention, and I'm gonna call something.
Now you see the
So don't
conversation
worry.
with Charlie
If something happens,
who's
I'm gonna call it.
talking to the referee here about that door opening up when they bang the back
Score is
wall, but
10.
immediately a
Plays 15.
spectator comes over and just slightly closes it. It doesn't open all the way up, Fred. It just comes out about a half
Side
an inch.
out.
Inspector comes over and closes it, and Charlie's saying it's when it opens, it makes me think that it's open, and I want to stop play. And I don't blame him for
15,
that,
serves
but
10.
they have it covered here, and that's what the referee's trying to tell Charlie. 15-10.
Short.
Charlie has slowed this game
Second
down
serve.
a lot and kept Luis in the back court. Luis doesn't like to be back in that left corner.
Side out.
See if Luis can locate that serve of his. Fred.
The score is 10, plays
Got to
15.
locate his game.
And a
Point.
flat roll right there. One of our nicest plays so far in this tournament. If we can take a replay of what Luis Moreno just did there, jumped over the Charlie Shanks shot. Could have been
11,
called an
serves
avoidable
15.
hinder. Let's just watch it right here. Luis hits that ball, flat kill off the front walls. We're back into play
Point.
now. And another point for Luis, now at 12-15.
12, serves 15.
I'm telling you, if Luis would not have jumped over Charlie Shanks' shot right there, it would probably have been an avoidable. And that ball looked
Point.
like it was short.
He's
appealing.
appealing the serve. I
It'll-
call the serve good.
It'll get overturned.
One agree, one disagree. That's a
Close.
point.
Fred, it was short by about 3
The
inches.
score is 13, serves 15.
That's a point for Luis Moreno at 13-15. It's always strange that that one line judge gets it right,
Side out.
and the one that's further away from the actual play gets it right, and the two judges right there overlooking the ball are the ones that get it wrong.
15, serves 13.
Our camera looking right at that line here. This will be a big setup for Luis. See if he pins his back on that wall, drives it back at himself here. Now he's really picking up the pace, Fred.
That's his game.
Replay.
Ooh, I don't know if I like that call there.
Took it away.
Took it away from the offensive player off the back wall. Luis doesn't complain much. He just threw up his hands, which is like a blow up for Luis.
Well, that's good. It's good for him. He needs to get a little emotion.
There's Charlie making sure
Yeah,
the referee
glove change.
sees the player's gloves.
Show me. Glove change.
Well, it's
Sorry.
starting to get hot here, so it
2
must
minute
be
glove
hot in
change.
the
The
court.
score is 15, 13.
Watch this shot here. That's where they called it. But
Yeah, he
Luis
called
has a
it
play
too.
off the back wall and a setup too.
Yeah, he called it too quick.
And I think the reason why he called it is because he saw Luis attack that
He
ball.
thought he wanted to fly it. Yeah.
Like to see the referee let that go. Now, just like I said earlier, at about 15-13 is when they start taking it up that extra notch here, and I think you will see a little bit different play from both players from this point forward. It's the 62nd United States Handball Association's four-wall National Handball Championships. Beautiful, sunny Southern California. And luckily, we are in right near Santa Ana, Fred, where the Santa Ana winds are coming in and cooling this place down. We're right about 80 degrees in Fountain Valley, California, for this wonderful National Handball Championship. Hold this event every June. USHA has not announced the location for next year's Nationals.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because as time goes by, there's fewer and fewer facilities that can hold a tournament of this size.
When will Tucson, Arizona get a national championship? And is it big enough?
Well, the only way we could do it would be at 2 venues. Plus, the Tucson Racket Club does not have the gallery space that you need to hold a prestigious event like this.
30 seconds.
I like that option of possibly doing ASU in Tempe. I think that would be a good venue site for the
ASU
four-wall
would
games.
be great. They announced last night that the 2013 Intercollegiate Tournament will be held at ASU, which we're both familiar with as a great venue.
Well, we discovered that venue, Fred. And it will be nice, to, of course, to go back there for the Collegiate National Handball Championships. I know that it's much easier for the Tucson-based United States Handball Association to drive up the street to Phoenix.
Well, it's just a great venue. You know, there's great weather in the month of February. Phoenix Airport is easy to get to.
Resuming play. Charlie Shanks serving. The score is 15.
Hotel
place 13.
right across the street.
15-13 as we get back into it here. First game, Shanks serving and leading versus Luis Moreno. Charlie hits that fadeaway corner kill as good as anybody on the tour right now. It's not necessarily a shot you can practice.
16 serves 13.
Moreno back to the roof. Both of these players don't spend a lot of time to the ceiling. They like shots like this, where they can drive the ball.
Skip, point.
And Luis skips this one in, allowing Charlie to get to that 17th point.
Seventeen serves 13. Point.
Nice hop. Great hop.
That ball just faded away from Moreno.
I don't know what he wants.
Yeah, you're right. Change your shirt. Make it quick, though. I should have asked him why I forgot about it. Sorry.
See, there's a little bit of gamesmanship here. Charlie forced Luis to change his gloves, and now Luis is forcing Charlie to change his shirt. And Luis is saying, hey, he's just dripping wet. And every time I get in the service box, it's wet, and it's wet back here, and you need to change it. And then Danny Bell actually admitted that he made a mistake by not checking it at the last glove change. And he's saying make it quick, so that means he's not allowing the 2 minutes. Probably just change your shirt. And it's little things like that that are in the mind of Luis while he's hitting a shot. Those are the things that these champions to be need to get over, Fred, where they just play the shot and worry about the shirt thing later. But you can see it was affecting him before that shot even took place. Immediately he turned to the referee.
He's down 18-13. That's why he's complaining. Okay. He's not playing well. And so it's human nature to, you know, try and point out something else instead of focusing on your own, you know, misfortunes. He's got to forget about all this and get in the court and move his feet and not be lazy.
Danny Bell hadn't even marked the scorecard yet. And Luis was talking about Charlie's shirt.
Yeah, well.
Well, Charlie's shirt didn't just hit that great two-wall pass over there in the corner.
Play. Charlie Shanks serving. Scores 18, plays 13.
Charlie goes back to the same colored shirt that he was wearing. 18-13, Charlie serving here. Luis was making a little charge, and now it looks like Charlie's just put a pin in his balloon here. Both these players hit the ball right back at themselves quite frequently.
Let him check the ball, please.
Moreno wearing the yellow jersey. He's won a few of those on the pro stops this year and a few in previous years. Charlie Shanks serving, though, at 18-13.
Scores 18, serves 13.
Defeated Luis 8 months ago on this court in the semifinals of the U.S. Open.
Side out.
There's a side out. Moreno down by 5 here.
13, serves 18.
The ball just over the line.
Point.
And a point. Luis can score about as quick as anybody on the Pro Tour. He's a serve and shoot artist, first strike specialist.
14 serves 18.
As we are here at 14-18. But he also leaves a lot of balls off the back wall, Fred.
Point.
And there's another quick point for Moreno. What is it about Luis? Does he overhit the ball sometimes, and that allows some back wall setups to some of these top players?
15 serves 18.
Well, he tries to make shots when he's not in position.
A ball was short, no call. This could be a big setup for Luis. Wow. Luis just peppers that ball into the sidewall, squelches out and gets another point, 3 unanswered. And you would think that Charlie would call a timeout if Luis scores the 17th point.
Serves 18.
Right now it's 16-18. This is one of those big setups I was talking about.
Side out.
What a horrible serve.
It seems like Moreno will get into a groove, Fred, and then just lose it.
18 serves 16.
Gave it right back to him.
I like that shot from Luis. Just powered it. Charlie so long though.
Well, Charlie had an opportunity to hit a good serve, and he hit the same serve Luis
16
hit.
serves 18. Short.
When it's this close and to 21, you got to bear
One to
down
come.
and hit good serves. Can't be
Side
doing
out.
that. Unbelievable.
Shanks serving here at 18-16.
Going back to the lob.
18 serves 16.
I think this is smart. Shanks is attacking here, Fred. Moreno's off balance on every single shot.
It all started with the setup he gave him off the return of serve.
Side out.
That's Luis Moreno power right there, but
Well,
Shanks had two
He
great
had a couple opportunities, yeah.
great opportunities
Take
to get.
advantage of it.
16 serves 18.
Jeez. Unbelievable.
Look at that ball come up. Both of these guys giving each other multiple opportunities. Charlie jumps up. I don't know if that affected Luis any. This will be another setup for Luis Moreno. He goes down bottom board, gets it,
Point.
and the point, 17-18, and they should wipe up the floor here. Charlie hit the floor pretty hard up front. Score is 17-18.
17 serves 18.
Scoreboard powered by the United States Handball Association.
Side out.
Luis almost gets that now, another side out. You are watching the WPH continued coverage of the 62nd United States Handball Association's Four-Wall National Handball Championships. Fountain Valley, California, alongside Hall of
18
Fame
serves 17.
great Fred Lewis. My name is Dave Vincent. This is the first game of the men's semifinals with Charlie Shanks leading 18-17. And as predicted, it's a close one. Charlie's been in control the whole match.
Replay. Check it. That's a replay.
Charlie wants an avoidable, and Luis is saying
thought it was going in the
it was
floor.
going to go in the
He
ground.
was far away up front.
Actually, he wasn't far away, and he wasn't up front, but
He was,
He
on
was
the
off to
dotted
the
line.
side.
He made contact over there. That's a replay.
let's look at the replay here, Fred. This is borderline. I understand what Charlie's trying to say, but Luis is off to the right.
score is
Little bit.
18.
Close,
Serve
very
17.
close. Had the left side.
Luis didn't take away a shot. He told Charlie where he was standing, and Charlie hit him with it.
Replay.
See, that's the thing that these guys do a lot together. I think it's because they serve around the corners so
Well,
much.
Yeah, he was off to an angle.
18 serves 17.
Charlie gonna go to the right side. He looks over there, and that was a
Right.
great serve and a great time to do it. Luis trying to go for a slide.
Good. He's appealing a slide. I didn't see any slide. That's a point.
That's a good call from the referee.
The score is 19 serves 17. Short.
Charlie going with a natural hook there. 19-17. We're getting
Underhand
into crunch
lob.
time.
Second serve. Wait. He wasn't ready. Wait till I say second serve. You have one serve coming.
Referee tells him to wait until he says second serve and then doesn't call second serve.
Terrible.
Point.
What a
There's another
terrible
point.
return.
Charlie now serving to take game number 1. 20-17 here, serving against Moreno.
20. Possible game point, serve 17.
Moreno's able to battle back, and then Charlie goes up and gets more
Short.
points. Charlie going for the ace. Now he's going to play a little bit more safe here on the second serve.
Side
Wow,
out.
it's a lot of ice going through the veins on that shot.
He spread out. Got in position. It's the whole game, folks.
$17 serves 20.
Crowd very quiet here, Fred. I like
Point.
that shot from Luis Moreno, and he does a fist pump now at 18-20.
It's all serve from
18
here on.
serves 20. Replay.
Unbelievable.
Well, Luis was able to at least touch the ball to prove to the referee and the player and the fans that he was able to get to
stopped
it.
his foot movement when he needed to take 2 more steps to get to the back wall and hit the shot right.
Is that conditioning, Fred?
No, it's all mental. It's laziness.
Luis is still serving here at 18-20. I thought Charlie actually had a pretty good shot there. It's a tough one to replay. I don't know what Luis would have done if he was able to see the ball, since he was
18 serves 20.
barely able to get to it to begin with. 18-20.
Look at that serve.
Oh, and Charlie
Point.
makes a real big error there. That could come back to haunt him. 19-20 is the score. That was terrible.
19
Charlie wanted to
serves
power that down
20.
the left wall. 19-20 now. Moreno hasn't had a lead in 30 minutes.
Set up. Great
Nice shot right
Side
there
out.
from Charlie Shanks, and now he's got a really
Take the ball,
big.
please.
So whose fault was that when you go and
Time
you
out,
miss a
Luis.
ceiling
That's your
shot
first.
like that? It was a simple ceiling
The
shot.
score is 20-19, 1 minute.
There's no excuse for that, Dave.
Now you
None
call
whatsoever.
that an unforced error, then, you believe?
It's an unforced error.
It should be if you're going for the ceiling. Let's look at the replay here. Charlie hits his roof shot. Luis goes up to it, but actually misses it, and you can tell by watching Charlie, he just honed in on that very early.
That shot was not that difficult.
You see Luis lobbying with the referee here, talking about thinking that the ball is wet. He's seen a lot of slides, but I just believe that's a difference in Moreno playing with a ball he's not comfortable with, and Charlie actually playing with a ball he's very comfortable with. Charlie knows the spins and the angles. Luis is trying to learn them.
Well, again, it's the blame game.
Charlie now serving at 20-19 here. It's a timeout. Referee is Danny Bell from Canada. You're watching the men's semifinals of the Pro National Championships at the 62nd United States Handball Association's Four-Wall Nationals, Fountain Valley, California. This is the WPH's continued coverage of these games. Charlie Shanks will be serving.
All right, let's play ball. Charlie serving. The score is
See if Charlie can hit a big serve
20
here.
serves
Is
19.
he going down the right?
I think he is. He snuck it to the left, the ball around the revolving door. Luis just pops it up there. Now it's still into play. Big setup for Luis. He changes his footwork. Hits it right at Charlie. Luis overhit that ball.
Unbelievable.
Ooh, look at that hop that Luis gave Charlie there. Off
Look at
balance
that.
again. Charlie goes to the corner and gets it and takes
Point.
down Luis Moreno, and he wants it and he gets it. 21-19, slamming the back wall with his fist. Charlie takes down Luis Moreno in this first one as he tries to go toward the men's finals here. It looks clearly as if Charlie Shanks has more fire than Luis Moreno, as evidenced with that last shot that he took into the corner kill and then the outburst.
Well, Luis had a setup, and then instead of going down the right, he hit a pass shot. He overhit it. Charlie got back into the game here. And then he tries this fish shot. Look how off balance he is, and he catches the sidewall.
This is a terrible fish shot
No,
from
he's
Moreno.
trying to go down the wall, but he was off balance.
But I don't know why he used a fist. He could have used an open hand right there, or even pinched it with a...
But the point is that he didn't get in position, okay? He wasn't turned sideways. He faced the front wall, and that's why his ball went into the side wall.
You're watching the WPH's continued coverage of the 62nd United States Handball Association's Four-Wall National Handball Championships live at racefor8.com. We will be back for game number 2 right around the corner for Fred Lewis. My name is Dave Vincent. Stick with us. Give us about 3 minutes, and we'll be back here courtside.
Check, 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 check.
All right.
I can't hear anything.
Second game.
And we are back here in the second game with Charlie Shanks up against Luis Moreno. It was Charlie taking down Luis in the first one. Score there
Charlie
was
Shanks serving.
21 to
0 serve
19.
0.
And here it is, 0 to 0. We lost the court sounds and our headphone sounds, Fred Lewis. This is the opening rally of the second game. Men's semifinals of the Pro National Championships. That ball hit Charlie on the way up.
Zero serve 0. Replay. Zero serve 0. Point. Defeating the serve, I called it good. I called the serve good. You didn't see it. You saw it short. So we're going to replay it. You have 2 serve coming. It's 1-1. It's my decision.
Charlie Shanks
So you
talking
have
with the
2
referee
serve
here.
coming.
Let's watch this replay. Ball was short. Was short by about 3 or 4 inches there.
1 to come. Point. One serve 0. Point. Two serve 0. Point.
This could end up being a very quick second game here, Dave.
3 serve 0.
Score here is 3 to 0. Shanks up. Boy, Shanks can track these balls down, Fred. He's a big, long character, and the crowd likes that.
Zero serves 3. Point. One serves 3.
Score here is 1-3. Moreno trying to get the win here in the second game, so he can force a tiebreaker. Where
Point.
he's not had a lot of success against Charlie Shanks in tiebreakers.
2 serves 3. Side out. Three serves 2. Replay.
There's a lot of replays here, Fred Lewis.
Luis had a setup, but he hit it right back at himself.
3 serves 2. Point.
Nonchalant. No intensity.
Four serves 2. Short.
This is the 62nd United States Handball Association's
serve.
4-wall National Handball Championships.
Side out.
And a side out.
2 serves 4.
That shot was a beauty.
Side out. Four serves 2. Short. Second serve. Side out.
A little intensity there.
Two serves 4. Short.
He's not even bending on the serve. Never get over the line.
Second serve.
Score is 2-4.
Side out.
Set up.
Four serves 2. Point.
A lot of side outs between these two players, Fred.
5 serves 2.
5-2.
Yeah, but Charlie's got all the intensity.
Well, Charlie
Point.
wants to go to the finals.
If he keeps this up,
6 serves 2. Side out. Two serves 6. Side out.
That's what you want to hear from Luis Moreno, is it, Fred? Or You're talking about getting intensity. I know you can't get
6
intense
serves 2.
just by yelling at yourself,
Well,
but
he knows. He knows. He knows himself. You got to work. You just can't get in there and take things for granted. I don't care who you are.
Luis is really pushing it here. He wants to win this rally, Fred. Here's the setup.
No replay.
And another replay. He hit it right back at himself. He could have 2-wall passed. He could have gone for a kill shot. He overhit that ball dead center. Now Charlie still serving at 6-2.
6 serves 2. Point.
And because of that, he gave Charlie another chance. Charlie took advantage of it. It's an ace.
Short. Second serve.
Set up.
Replay. Green. It's
Got a
green.
break.
It was gettable.
Missed another ceiling ball.
Well, not only was it gettable, actually, Luis did get it.
It's green. Score is 7 serves 2.
Charlie's upset with that. It was a great shot, but Luis did get a hand on it. That's what happens when you hit a ball back at yourself.
Point.
Charlie's making Luis pay for the referee's call right there, but
8 serves 2.
Set up. It's the ceiling.
Point.
Took the ball behind him. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Charlie, but Luis is making this easy for him.
9 serves 2. Replay.
you're going to see a lot of replays between these two.
Nine serves 2. Point.
Now 10-2. Charlie Shanks is just going to go through some semantics here to take care of Luis Moreno and go into his first ever finals of a national championship. Luis looks like he's just going to give it to Charlie.
I put that ball right down in front of him.
I could say on just one hand
serves 2.
how many times Luis Moreno's hit the ball back at himself
Replay, check it, please.
or created a replay somehow when he had Charlie pinned one side or the other side.
10 serves 2. Replay.
Charlie smells it right now. You can tell by the body language.
10 serves 2.
He's going to stay on him until Luis makes a change.
Point.
There's another
great
point.
Serve. Great serve.
Eleven serves 2. Point.
Another good serve. He's smelling it.
Timeout, Luis. That's your first. The score is 12-2, 1 minute.
Well, this really messes up my June Jubilee bracket, the USHA. I was 26 excuse me, 25 for 26 in predictions, and this is going to put me behind.
You got Brady going all the way, right?
I do, but
So-
the way Charlie's playing right here, and Brady doesn't look as good as Brady from the past, so we'll have to see what happens there. But regardless, this is not about me. It looks like Luis Moreno needs to do some work here himself. In order to reverse this situation that he's currently under, the spell that he has with Paul Brady, or excuse me, Charlie Shanks here, who's trying to make this an all-Irish final. Coming up after this one, it'll be David Fink versus Paul Brady in the upper bracket semi-final, and you can watch it live. Please tell all of your friends to tune in to this broadcast.
Fifteen seconds.
Now they're back into play here. Charlie Shanks up 12-2, and it looks like he's just going to ride this one home.
All right. The score is 12 plays 2. Right out.
Little miscue there by Charlie. Got a little greedy.
2 serves 12. Short.
Look at Luis. He's not bending at all on his serve or spreading out.
Second serve.
He's very frustrated right now.
Point.
I don't know how much of this is his own fault or.
Well, Charlie has a pace right now on this game, Fred, that's just
3
hard
serves
to match.
12.
I know Luis is bringing a lot of that on himself here, overhitting the ball and such, but
Tie it out.
shots like that, he has a left lane open. He goes back in front of Charlie with a rollout attempt. I know champions can do that.
Yeah, but he stood up. Hit the
Well,
ball down instead of
there's
bending.
3.
It just takes a little bit extra effort, and that's not what he's doing.
A lot of paddle shots from Luis. And another point for Charlie Shanks.
If you watch Charlie, Charlie's spreading out, he's letting the ball drop, and he's powering it.
13 serves 3.
That's why his shots are so much better.
Not sure if you would even consider this an upset. Charlie goes on to win, Fred, because Charlie has defeated Luis in the semifinals of the US Open before.
I know.
Charlie's clearly showing the world that he can play with the top players.
Great shot.
Nice call.
I thought that was
Thank
2
you.
bounces,
That's
and
a
Luis
point.
gave it to him, and there's another point for
Take the
Charlie
floor.
Shanks, now at 14-3. We don't normally see a Luis Moreno match this lopsided, but
Floor all right over there?
that's what it is.
Well, he had a couple chances in that rally. Didn't take advantage of it.
All right, let's play ball. The score is 14, plays 3.
Score is 14-3.
Another setup.
Replay.
Oops.
Everything's going right for Charlie and everything's going wrong for Luis here. This packed gallery, which
14
Luis might not
serves
even know
3.
because he's not been there yet, would give him all the support in the world
Short.
and pump him up with just a couple good plays. And a little 4 or 5 point run would probably get the crowd back on his side, and that energy could fuel Luis.
Second serve.
But he would never know because all the opportunities he gets, he's not converting them.
Exactly.
This crowd would give him everything, Fred. I have a feeling I saw him make one play and the crowd went crazy. Here's a good setup opportunity for Luis, and he gets it. And that's what I'm saying. The crowd will cheer for Luis here. They're very familiar with his play.
Well, he's going to have to get hot with his serve if he expects to get back in this match.
Serves 14. Short. Second serve. Contact.
What was that?
Replay. He asked for it when it happened.
Moreno
3
serving
serves 14.
at 3-14.
Point. Four serves 14. Side out.
And another side out for Moreno.
Serves 4.
Shanks just has a few more points to tally here to go into the finals of his first ever national championship.
Short.
Ball called short by Danny Bell. This is the 62nd United States Handball Association's four-wall national handball
Second
championships.
serve.
Men's pro semi-final bottom bracket.
Great pass. Beautiful.
Charlie's got a lot of power.
He sucked him in. Luis thought he was going down the right.
15 serves 4.
Charlie just 6 points away.
Short. Second serve.
Back well set up.
Just stop play.
That's that door that
Why can't they lock
comes
that
open.
door?
They used to have a lock on the door, but
It's crazy.
No, there's no.
they used to be there, the lock on the door, but it's not there anymore. I just witnessed it earlier before the
That's a
tournament started
replay.
today, that it was gone.
You have 2 serves coming. The score is 15, plays 4.
Set up.
Point.
Another miss.
Serves 4. Laid out.
Door opened again.
Well, it's going to open every time you touch it.
4, serve 16.
Well, we saw that, trying to think back on one of the race stops this year, where when the wind blew, when someone would open up the door to the front of the club, it was blowing open the door in the court. I felt like a Major League Baseball announcer calling the Mudville 9 or something. Cats running on the field, and you just had to shake your head and say, I can't believe I'm doing this as a career choice.
Second serve.
So could somebody not let any of the members of this club into the front door, please? Because we're trying to hold a pro match, and they couldn't do anything about it.
Point.
There's another point now for Luis Moreno.
6, serve 16. Green. Green serve. Check the ball.
There's a few people in the crowd trying to push Luis. Come on, Luis.
You have 2 serves, 1 screen. Short.
No.
Appealing it, I call the ball short.
That ball was short, 2 inches.
1 agree, 1 disagree. You have 1 serve coming. Right out.
How many times is he going to hit the same second serve over and over again? It comes around, it sets Charlie up off the back wall.
Well, that's about having the right game plan. Doesn't look like Moreno came in with a game plan here, Fred.
I see the back.
Moreno's trying to get Charlie to change his shirt.
Your gloves are fine.
Now we're going to have a 2-minute shirt change here.
2-minute glove shirt change.
I don't know if this is gamesmanship or just another way of stalling. I'm not quite sure, but Moreno's asking for some gloves courtside. You're watching the WPH's continued coverage of the 62nd United States Handball Association's 4-Wall National Championships. We're live in Fountain Valley, California for these games. Men's bottom bracket semifinals between Luis Moreno and Charlie Shanks. Up next, it'll be David Fink and Paul Brady. Tom Sove will make sure to make his way to that front court there to fill out his checklist of all of the Dave Fink antics so he can report back to the promotions committee or the rules committee. It's kind of a running joke when Tom stops by our booth here.
Well, I'm really looking forward to that match. Dave Fink, I think the fact that he is a new father has anything to do with the way he's going to play his match today, or the way he's played this whole tournament?
Well, Paul's
being
not
inspired.
Paul's not asking for any allowance or anything. Does it inspire you when you have a child to play better handball? I think it keeps you up later at night and probably hurts your game.
Well, it all depends upon, you know, the relationship you have with you and your wife in terms of who gets up.
Well, Dave Fink told me he wanted to bring baby Henry out here to show the handball crowd and to show off his brand new baby, but he said he was unable to get him out here on the flight because he's such a newborn that didn't want to risk anything. It's hard to travel with a baby.
Sure.
They were certainly not going to drive from Pittsburgh.
I think I took my son to the Nationals in 1988 in San Francisco. He was 4 months old. Didn't help me.
What year was that?
88.
You were a little old then, weren't you?
Mm-hmm. I was 40. That's pretty old. How old are you?
41.
Oh,
How far did you make it at 40?
that year? Year before, when I was 39, I made the semis, but that year I think I lost in the 16s.
Resuming play, Charlie serving. The score is 16, the play is 6.
Charlie now just 5 points away, taking down Luis Moreno, destroying the Jubilee bracket. Charlie's just pushing the ball into Luis.
I love the way he's playing. He wants it more. It's so obvious.
Replay.
Got a break there.
Well, the better player sometimes gets the calls. That shirt's a little too tight on Charlie. He's particular about stuff like that, so you probably will see him change it soon, unless he can get 6 quick points or 5 quick points.
16, serve 6.
16-6 here. Charlie Shanks looking like he's wearing a Duxie Walsh shirt. And another point for Charlie Shanks. Moreno just saying to himself, come on, just get one. Sometimes that's the way a player can make you feel.
6. Short. Second serve.
Set up.
Point.
No second chances here.
Charlie Shanks is a man on a mission, and you're probably going to see a lot of emotion here from Charlie.
18, serve 6.
Beating Luis Moreno is something he's done in the past, but Fred, just tell us what it's like to make the finals of a national championship. And I know it's what you expect when you go to a tournament when you were playing, but certainly that one that you made the finals later in your career and you won it, the last one that you won over Nadia Alvarado, just making the finals must have felt pretty good. What is the feeling like?
Point.
Maybe the feeling of the first one more than the last one.
Well, they're all good. They're all the same. You know, every win is the same. Every second place finish is the same. When you win, you're on cloud 9. When you lose, you know, it's just tremendous disappointment because you were there, you know, and you got close, but you came up short. My case, you know, every single one of my losses was to Nadia Alvarado. And so, you know, putting that into perspective, you know, I lost to who I consider to be the greatest player who ever stepped inside a four-wall handball court.
Here it is, game and match.
The score is 19,
Excuse me,
6.
19-6. Our scoreboard keeper, Jeff Kastner, is right on top of it.
Side out.
Well, I've been waiting for him to go down the right on that shot, and he finally did. Probably a little
6,
too little,
serve
too
19.
late.
He's really close to Charlie there.
Replay.
A lot of balls hitting each other, as I said earlier.
Why doesn't he just hand the ball to Charlie and let Charlie hit a kill shot or a pass? Because that's what he's doing with his serve.
6, serves 19.
Doesn't serve like that when we play. When we play, I've taken away that shot. He can't serve the ball, so it's just me serving, and I still lose.
6, serves 19. Point.
Now Moreno at 7-19. Scoreboard went the wrong direction there.
7 serves 19.
Scoreboard is incorrect. It says 20-6, but it's really 7-19.
Right out.
Charlie's fist pumping here.
Nineteen serves 7.
Whoops.
That's a replay. It was gettable. Nineteen serves 7. Short.
Wow, that ball was close.
Field, I call the ball short.
This might get overturned.
You thought it was short? You thought it was good? One agree, one disagree. So you have one serve,
It always
one short.
bugs me when one agrees and one disagrees, Fred. It's either one thing or the other. It can't be black and white. It either made it or it didn't make it. Very frustrating. Luis Moreno gets a side out here.
Seven serves 19.
Every single appeal here in this match has been split by the line judges. And then it goes back to the judgment of the 50-year-old referee we have, who's now wearing glasses.
Point.
Luis is pushing Charlie back and forth, and I think the only thing he can do here is just wear him down for the finals.
8 serves 19. Short. Second serve. Point.
Yeah. Charlie's pressed it a little bit here. There's really no need to. He's got such a big lead.
9 serves 19.
See, Luis had to adjust to that ball that pops up off the back wall. Both of these players overhitting the ball right now, and then Luis puts it down and gets his 10th point.
Timeout.
Timeout, Charlie Shanks. That
Charlie.
is your first. The score is 10-19, 1 minute.
You're watching the WPH's continued coverage of this live broadcast of the 62nd United States Handball Association's four-wall national championships, men's bottom bracket pro national semifinals between Charlie Shanks and Luis Moreno. Charlie wins the first one, 21-19, up 19-10 here. It says 19-9, but I believe there was a point scored on that last one. Moreno making a little bit of a comeback here, but Charlie's just 2 points away from making his first ever U.S. national championships. Of course, he's made the national finals in Ireland. He was also in the finals of the U.S. Open on this exact same court just about 8 months ago when he lost in a close tiebreaker to Robbie McCarthy. Charlie defeated Luis Moreno in the semis of that one. Now he's trying to do it again here at this tournament.
Is he going to change the shirt, Dave, or what?
15 seconds.
You said you thought he looked uncomfortable in that shirt.
Yeah, I thought he was just going to take it off. Looks like it's about a size too short lengthwise. I mean, I'm not a fashion expert. I'm not Perez Hilton here.
Resuming play.
Giving
Luis serving.
updates
the
on-
score is 10, plays 19.
On guys' fashion, but it's clearly too small for him.
Check the ball.
I don't want to be that guy either.
We need a guy. We need somebody.
Well, that guy's Dave Fink, but he's going to be playing in the next
Second serve.
match.
Nice call, side out. Serves 10.
I want to say hello to Mark Gilmer, who's watching in Texas. He's in Midland,
Point.
watching this live
One more to
broadcast.
go.
Watching Charlie Shanks here score that 20th point. Charlie 1 point away, and let's see what type of emotion Charlie gives out here when he wins this
20.
semifinals.
Possible game and match point, serves 10.
I would think it'd be a dream for most players to make it to the national finals. Here's the setup for
There
Charlie.
it is.
He goes for it and he gets it. And look at that emotion right there from Charlie Shanks. We knew he'd do it. Charlie Shanks takes down Luis Moreno and now advances to the national championships, to the finals to face either Paul Brady or David Fink. Charlie Shanks defeats Luis Moreno 21-19, 21-10 to advance to the finals of the USHA four-wall national handball championships. Coming up next, we're going to have Paul Brady versus David Fink for the upper bracket semifinals to see who will be in the finals. We'll be back with more action for Fred Lewis, Jeff Kastner, and Linda Manning. My name is Dave Vincent. Stick around for more continued coverage from the World Players of Handball at the 62nd United States Handball Association's four-wall National Handball Championships.